For her, the one thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go have fun, enjoy. People need to realize the Indiana Fever, this is the second year in a row they had the #1 pick. So do y'all know what that means?
The game should have been the main story, but instead, the officiating became the center of attention. A controversial sequence involving Caitlin Clark quickly overshadowed the action on the court after she appeared to take a hit to the face without drawing a foul, leaving fans stunned that no whistle was blown. The incident sparked immediate outrage, and when someone as influential as LeBron James joined the conversation, it became clear the debate had grown far beyond a single missed call. So what exactly unfolded to draw his attention? And why are so many fans arguing that the WNBA's officiating issues run much deeper than this one moment?
But where was all the outrage on this one? Breanna Stewart came over to help on defense, blocked Caitlin Clark's shot, and then caught her flush in the face with her follow-through. It wasn't a light tap. Clark went down immediately after taking the contact. Now here's the interesting part. If this exact play had happened the other way around, if Caitlin Clark had hit Breanna Stewart in the face after a block, it probably would have dominated social media for days. Instead, this one has barely been talked about. To be clear, basketball is physical. Plays like this happen. It looked like Stewart was making a legitimate play on the ball.
It almost seemed as though fate had chosen the worst possible moment to derail the WNBA's biggest storyline. Barely a day after Caitlin Clark turned in a historic performance that cemented her place in the league's record books, the spotlight unexpectedly shifted. Instead of celebrating her remarkable passing, deep-range shooting, and another unforgettable night on the court, nearly everyone was talking about something entirely different.
The thing I wanted to bring up was just, I don't want to call it hatred, but there's definitely like a dislike or vitriol coming her way towards older players. And look, I think we all experienced that to some degree when we first got in the NBA.
For sure.
Your opponents are not wrapping their arms around you. I had that to a small extent. I was the cocky white kid from Duke, right? You know, I feel like sometimes my teammates hated me.
Instead, fans across the basketball world found themselves debating officiating rather than the game itself. The discussion quickly shifted to missed whistles, questionable no calls, and one issue that refuses to fade no matter how often it comes up. Where is the line between allowing tough, physical basketball and failing to enforce the rules consistently? For many viewers, that question has become impossible to ignore.
So it looked like Caitlin Clark has found herself in another situation following another game. This time it's involving Breanna Stewart. Now, Breanna Stewart refused to answer the questions when reporters asked her about that hard foul that she did on Caitlin Clark. Now social media has took it and ran with it. And we know anytime it's involving Caitlin Clark, it's going to grow legs and it's going to get attention. But that wasn't the only situation that happened for Caitlin Clark. She was also fouled hard and given a technical foul following an event involving Jonquel Jones.
That discussion reached another boiling point on July 19, 2026, when the Indiana Fever welcomed the defending champion New York Liberty. The matchup was expected to be a marquee event, featuring two of the WNBA's most high-profile teams and offering fans another must-watch showdown between elite competition.
Caitlin Clark went up for a layup Saturday night against the New York Liberty. Breanna Stewart blocked the shot, but she also slapped her across the face. No foul was called. A referee appeared to watch it happen on a replay and still called nothing. In the same game, Clark picked up her 6th technical foul of the season. Coach Stephanie White said sarcastically that the refs told her that Clark was initiating the contact. But check this out. Clark got a tech for clapping in a previous game. So here's the question. If clapping gets you a tech and slapping gets you nothing, should Caitlin Clark do less clapping and more slapping? Or will it be called then?
Instead of being remembered for the basketball, the matchup quickly turned into yet another flashpoint in the ongoing debate surrounding Clark. The events of the game fueled widespread discussion among fans, analysts, former players, and even NBA stars, many of whom questioned why similar on-court situations seem to be judged differently depending on the player involved.
NBA officials, the referees last night, they were egregious. We have a dude, number 42, Rich Jelly Bean or String Bean or Lima Bean, watching Caitlin Clark go up for a layup and get slapped across the face by Breanna Stewart. Now, in fast motion, watching from my TV, I didn't see her get slapped in the face. But the only difference is I'm watching from my TV. Another difference is I don't get paid to watch for things like that.
By this point in the season, the conversation had grown well beyond the Indiana fever. Nearly every nationally televised game featuring the team seemed to generate another controversial replay that spread across social media before the final horn. Videos showing Clark taking elbows, bumps, forearm contact, and heavy screens circulated within minutes, and each new clip reignited the ongoing discussion over whether officials were allowing a level of physical play that would be called differently in other situations. Supporters maintained that Clark was absorbing a degree of contact unmatched by anyone else in the league, while critics countered that this is simply part of becoming a superstar. In their view, every elite player eventually has to prove themselves through physical competition before earning the benefit of the doubt from both opponents and officials. That perspective is nothing new in basketball. For decades, the sport has celebrated stories of all-time greats overcoming relentless defensive pressure on their way to greatness. Michael Jordan endured the famous Jordan rules, while LeBron James entered the NBA under enormous expectations and faced constant physical challenges from defenders throughout his early career. Many respected basketball analysts have applied that same reasoning to Clark's situation. According to that viewpoint, Clark is not being intentionally targeted, driven out of the league, or treated harshly because of personal animosity. Instead, they argue she is experiencing the reality that comes with being the sport's biggest attraction. Every opponent wants the opportunity to slow down the league's most talked-about player, because that's what happens when a rising star carries extraordinary expectations. From that perspective, tough, physical basketball remains exactly that, simply part of the game.
Process that? How did you go through that at a young age, coming into the NBA, where the people could have been your teammates, could have been the people you're competing against? They weren't celebrating you.
No, not at all.
They wanted to kick your ass.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, my teammates for sure. There's video evidence of my teammates basically saying like, he's not ready, or there's somebody playing his position, or we're not putting all our faith in the 18-year-old kid, or, all this hype, we've been here, all this, so my own teammates that I had to like be on the floor with, practicing with, on the planes with, in the locker room, in game situations was kind of, just had this kind of, like you said, you want to say hate, but just like animosity.
That explanation becomes far more difficult for many people to accept when the replay appears to tell a different story than the official stat sheet. During the matchup against New York, one particular sequence quickly dominated the conversation. As Clark attacked the basket on an offensive possession, Breanna Stewart stepped in to contest her shot, creating a play that immediately drew widespread attention and sparked fresh debate over the officiating. The controversy grew when replays showed Caitlin Clark taking heavy contact from Breanna Stewart during a shot attempt, but no foul was called. Fans and analysts questioned why similar incidents involving Clark kept receiving different outcomes, especially after she had just delivered a historic 45-point, 10-assist performance. LeBron James publicly praised Clark's greatness, and support for her only intensified the debate over officiating consistency. The Fever argued they were not asking for special treatment, only equal standards. Clark's technical foul and fine after the game added more frustration, with many believing the bigger issue was not physical basketball itself, but whether the rules were being enforced fairly for every player.